Alright, this is a video of what I've done to upgrade the chicken coop since the fire. Okay, as you would know from previous videos, my chicken coop, the original one, is made out of cinder block. I got this insulation. It's an 1/8 inch thick. It's a foil on one side. It's supposed to be a high density foam in the middle, and then vinyl on the outside. They say it's got an R value of 17.7. Online it says it can be anywhere from 7 to 17.7. So you can take it with a grain of salt, I guess. Nowhere on it does it say what the R value is. Anyhow, so this is the south wall of the coop. I put some of that insulation on it, and that was solely for the purpose of blocking wind getting inside. This is the west wall. There's the nesting box. I got bales of grass and straw, hay, whatever, piled up here, just for thermal. Helps, gives me some thermal insulation. So when we go down here, obviously the tarps and everything burnt up, so those have all been replaced. Luckily I had a metal roof on prior, so everything that was under the metal roof burnt. So the gray tarp's obviously the replacement tarp, and what's not been replaced. The fire, you can see it did come out here when I just sealed up that part. Going around, and here's this tarp's been replaced. Other videos I've already posted, I might have. Anyhow, this is the north wall. I also put its insulation on there. The reason is my Snoopy, she's got what's called water belly. It's her heart. Because of our altitude, you know, she's dying from it, so it fills up her belly with water or liquid, and I got her on medicine now, so she excretes it out through her bottom. She has to take a half a pill in the morning and in the evening. I was giving it to her in some corn, but she decided she didn't want that anymore. But she loves shredded or string cheese, so I put it in the string cheese and give it to her, and she'll eat it. So that's how I'm giving her medicine now. Anyhow, this is the nesting box. It's all been insulated inside. As you can see, the door's been insulated. That bottom portion there rolls out at night. There's Velcro there, and it'll Velcro on to making a good seal. Now, the reason why I got this insulation is the doctor says that she needs warmer temperatures to keep her immune system working properly. So the ideal temperature now is between 55 and 60 degrees at night. 2 days ago we were down to 0. So what I'm using is a buddy heater, which is in here. By the way, I got these chickies 2 days ago, just before it went down to 0. The night I got them, it went down to 0, ironically. So as you can see, I got new bales of hay along the wall. The center one there, that's a mixed grass, everything. It's a mixture. They call it mix. They love eating that now. So as you can see, I got insulation. These lights are turned off temporarily. Let me turn them on. There. So the lights are on now. All of them. Yeah. So I got 6 babies. I got 2. Those 2 right there, they're fighting. Yeah, those 2 there are Rhode Island Reds. You can see back there, there's 3 Barb Rocks. And then there's this white one. She seems to be the dominant. Along the wall, I have blackout curtain. for additional insulation, plus it keeps the chickens from eating the insulation that I have up. So as you can see, there's blackout curtains along there. And then on the door, I also have a blackout curtain. So the door insulation's, the insulation is behind here. So when the door closes, it seals up everything. I'm making a tight seal. And then I'm using that there. I put that down in front of it too, just as an added layer of protection to try to keep the cold out. I was able to manage to keep it at, unfortunately, it got down to, when it was 0 degrees, I was at 55. So I was able to maintain a 55-degree difference from outside air to inside air. Up here above this, I actually have, above the ceiling here, I have some R15 that I split the bats in half. I put them up there, and then I put this insulation on top of that. So that's my little buddy heater that I'm using. I've been able to keep them warm on low. That's what I'm trying to do, so I don't burn up so much propane. The babies are in the, they're taking over the nesting box, or the babies. This is the babies' coop, by the way. And then the babies are just in here now, sleeping. So they basically took over the where the chickens were nesting, laying their eggs. So I got some chicken wire there I can fold down. Same on that door, I can pull it down. I'm keeping air flowing through at night, so I'm not letting the doors close there. And then as needed, I open up this door for the big coop. This is where Snoopy, Poker, and Weeble sleep. As you can see, I got bat insulation in the ceiling. That's a full R15 insulation. And because, you know, everybody breathes out, condensation comes out, I didn't want to seal the ceiling so that if they got too cold, that the moisture wouldn't have a place to be absorbed. So that's what I did that. And as you can see, it's really, really thin. But so I glued it on the walls. Everywhere I've glued it where I could. If needed, I'll leave that door open. But pretty much I've just gotten away with opening up that door. So as you can see, the baby's coop's all sealed up around. So the fire was caused by a fan. So there's my circulating fan. I had a little fan that let me go take a picture of it. Hang on. So this is the type of fan I had. UPS power. There's a little lithium battery in here, and that's what didn't like the change of the hot and the cold temperatures, and it did a thermal runaway and dripped hot molten plastic down on the ground, causing it to ignite and put my entire coop in the flames. Oh, anyhow, I was outside. I turned on the fan. I had a buddy heater going, but the fan that I had on it wasn't working. That's why I had the other fan. And it wasn't even near the heater. It was hanging from the ceiling behind the buddy heater about 4 feet, and just went up in flames. Anyhow, I was gone for like 15 minutes. I come out, the whole place is engulfed in flames. I just ran in and rescued my chickens. I didn't care about the fire. And then once I got them safe, I opened up everything I could, venting out all the smoke, used up all my fire extinguishers, shovels, you know, everything, hauled everything out as I could. Even if it was burning still, I was hauling it out. So luckily I had the metal, and as you can see, that there's just got smoke damage all over it. Luckily the chicken coop itself is made out of cinder block, and I had metal roof, so everything else caught on fire. So the flames got up to the baby's coop, up into the ceiling, and then over, but they didn't catch the baby's coop on fire. It just got a lot of smoke damage. But everything else was engulfed in flames. But I did get it out. I got this is just the material that's on the bottom. It's on the ground when I get my bales from, and if you rake it up and haul it away, they'll let you have it for free. So that's what those 4 bags behind the coop are. There's 4 of them left. I got 2 bags that were down here, and it's just gives them insulation, plus it's stuff they like to eat. And then I got bales along the wall that act as thermal insulation. This one here is a mix, and then straw, a mix, and then straw. And that's just the bales of straw are really cheap, and the mix was, depending on when I got it, between $23 and like $19 to $23, depending on what time of the season. So anyhow, this is what I've done. I got new lights. This strand is my old lights, and then these ones are the new ones. They're added onto the lights, and yes, they are Christmas lights. As you can see, they are a white light. Well, a bluish white light. So they're not a yellow. So they get more of a white light. And that's for the chickens. And since they're LED, it provides an awful lot of light, believe it or not. Especially since I have this white in here now. So now I'm using this buddy heater. This is my new little fan I got. I've been using it for a few days now. It starts up on its own at 80 degrees. So all I gotta do is turn it on to low, and the fan will start kicking in. And this is exactly where I've had it sitting. 20 below or 20 degrees. I can keep this at 65 degrees in here, right where it's sitting. When it got down to 0, I had the problem with air getting in here. It turns out it was on this wall somewhere. So I put another layer of insulation, and then that's when I did more insulation on the door. But I had the heater sitting in front of the chair there on that milk carton, sitting horizontally, or sitting flat. So it was only a foot and a half off the ground, blowing directly in this direction with all the doors wide open. And I was able to maintain 60 degrees at 0 that way. I initially heated up the place on high because I initially came out here when it was 10 degrees, and I had it sitting there, and I knew it was going to get colder. They said it was only supposed to get to 9, but it was already 10, and it was only like wasn't even midnight yet, and it was getting cold. So I moved the heater to right here, thinking blowing it that direction towards that little guy right there, little girl I should say. Thinking it was going to give me more heat for the colder temperature, and it didn't work, because it turns out having that heater sitting there blowing this direction, whatever cold air was coming in right here, it was compensating for that, and then the air was just circulating all the way around. So I was able to maintain a temperature. But when I moved the heater, my temperature dropped to 50 degrees. So I fixed that problem, and I put that on a milk carton, and I had it blowing there, and I was able to get back up to 60. So anyhow, so this is what I've done. I have that baby's door disconnected right now because I want to keep it open. And like I said, everything here is on solar panels. I have this panel here marked. It got a little warm, so at times if it gets too hot outside, it starts making noise. So I just unplug it. I just need to know which one it is, because now that I have everything closed off, you can't see where anything's coming from. And there's nothing behind here except for the roofing. Behind here, there's nothing behind here but besides the roofing, and this insulation's on top of that, and behind that there's the solar panels, which are right there. I did clean them off. They had I hadn't cleaned them in a while. They still had today they had residue from the fire extinguishers on them, plus a lot of dust and shit. So this is the panel that's acting up right here. This one right here is the one that's acting up. So you can see how it's got some yellow in there. And that's from the heat from the fire, I believe. So that's when the panel starts to act up. It's fine because I get more than enough power off of 2 panels to charge up my battery. It's always fully charged. But I got that this one, that one, and that one are on all the time, and then this one here I can unplug if I need to. My battery behind the babies. I got the babies for Snoopy. I wanted her to have a family before she died. So I'm hoping her medicine will keep her alive for a couple more years. They were talking about putting her down when I took her to the vet initially, as she was that bad. If the medicine didn't work over the weekend, they wanted to put her down. I figured out how to get the medicine in her, and she got sauerkraut. I had a dress sat there. I had her on antibiotics. I also got her the medicine for the water belly in. I had to liquefy it and then force it down her with a syringe. And once I did that there, she started getting the water out where it was supposed to. And in 4 days, she went down almost 2 pounds. And that was all water. So she's doing good now. She's healthy. She runs. But anyhow, so you can see the battery's at 13.9 right now. Almost fully charged. 1 bar short of fully charged. And that's because I got the lights on right now. If I turn the lights off, it'll charge itself back up. Which I'm going to disconnect that one bad panel anyhow. So anyhow, so I just unplug it. Let's see. Battery's still at 13.9. It's only 2 o'clock, so I still got another 2.5 hours of sunlight. Today's their first day running around outside the coop. The first day they hung out right here. Yesterday they wouldn't even leave the baby's coop. The white one, she explored this morning. She figured out how to get back in. She came down the big ramp. And then figured out going up the little ramp, and then she went inside the chicken door and then around the corner and back into the other chicken door and made it in. And once she did that, by this afternoon, everybody followed her when she came out the second time. So now they're all outside. They're all having fun. Anyhow, so this is Snoopy, Poker, and Weeble are my original. They all have names. These are just going to be called chickies. I'm not naming them. They're just friends for my other chickens. They needed them. They were starting to show signs of having problems not being part of a flock. So anyhow, thanks for watching the video.